This is a simple modification that I have done to the DJI Phantom 2 Vision Plus Wi-Fi range extender. I disconnected the internal Wi-Fi range extender aerials, which I found to be very inefficient, and adding pigtails to the circuit board and bringing those out to the body of the range extender, which enabled me to put any antenna of my choice onto it. As always, do this modification at your own risk. Don't invalidate any of your warranty. The parts we require for this modification will be two 4-inch UFL to RPSMA female jack RF pigtail jumper cables, two 2.4 gig 5 dB Omni Wi-Fi antennas, RPSMA female pin connectors on them. The case is held together by 1.5mm hex screws. Simply remove the 4 screws on the case. There is a little bit of a trick to opening the case. The retaining clip, as you can see in this position here, has to be levered over to enable the case to open, as I'm demonstrating here with a knife. So simply lever it and it'll open. It's the same again on the other side. Taking care when opening the case not to damage or pull the wires that are connected to the battery. Unplug the old antenna connectors that you see on the screen there, and also remove the 4 screws that are holding the circuit board in place. This will reveal the screening blanket. This does not have to be removed. Mark and drill the 6mm diameter holes as per the drilling template, making sure that you do not damage the insulated screening on the inside of the case. These holes may have to be adjusted when we refit the circuit board. Refit and secure the circuit board with the screws. Fit the SMA end of the pigtail through the holes using the shake-proof washers on the inside and the spring washers on the outside, and tighten up these nuts securely. Put some insulating tape around the old plugs that we disconnected earlier to insulate them. Push the UFL plugs into the sockets on the circuit board and bend the cables as shown on the screen. Fold down the old insulated cables out of the way. Make sure that the SMA nuts are securely tight. It's now time to put our case back together again, but first check that all the wires are out of the way and our old wires that were disconnected from the board are again secured down and out of the way, as when we put the battery on we don't want them to catch. Replace all the screws that we took out earlier, ensuring that you do not over tighten them. Now it's time to fit a couple of antennas to the range extender. In my case, these were 5 dB. These were the original antennas inside the range extender, and as you can see they are extremely small and have no gain. This is the 5 dB omnidirectional Wi-Fi antenna that I use. You would get far better range than you would have done with the internal antennas. It is very important that the antennas are fitted onto the Wi-Fi unit anytime it is switched on. It must not be switched on with the antennas off, as this can damage your Wi-Fi extender. With the antennas fitted now, we can switch on our unit. You will see the green light on the right hand side glow, and after a short period of time you'll see the system light start to flash on and off as shown there. Fit the range extender to the remote control unit. The added advantage of this modification means that we can remove either of the Wi-Fi extender antennas and replace them with higher gain antennas, which could be directional or omnidirectional. As shown here, we're using a directional antenna and fits on quite good. Personally, I like using the 5 dB gain antennas as they seem a reasonable length. The 16 dB ones are quite long. There is quite an array of antennas that we can use now on our Wi-Fi extender, as you can see on the screen, that work very well. When flying the Phantom, I found that the bottom aerial, if it was horizontal, and the side aerial on the Wi-Fi extender was vertical, I got quite good range. There is a good gap between the mobile phone and the vertical antenna on the Wi-Fi extender, as is the iPad if that's used. Although the iPad has a metal back, any flights behind you could be affected and blocked by the metal parts on the iPhone. If you're flying your Phantom at a great distance from you, I suggest that you face the Phantom when flying so as not to lose any of the signal. This is the aerial configuration I found works extremely well for me. I modified my flight case slightly, enabling the aerials to fit in snugly when the remote control is placed in the flight case itself. This enabled me to do this without removing the antennas. Using the 5 dB omnidirectional antennas, it enabled me to get over 2,000 feet from the takeoff point at an altitude of 252 foot. This concludes the modification. Thank you for watching, and you fly safe.